I was just scared that I wasn't going to arrive or become or look good on paper one day, that I wasn't going to have good credit, or that I wasn't going to ever be a father. I was extremely overweight as a kid. I was like 300 pounds when I graduated high school. I was completely cross-eyed when I was a baby. I was ridiculed at every step, and I had every learning disability that they had written about in books. And I guess I've grown up. I'm in therapy, and I do what they call the work. I left here 11 years ago with a dream in my pocket and a lot of uncertainty. I was 29.
Yeah.
And I had lived in this city I lived in Brooklyn for 10 years. And well, back then I was a comedian, a stand-up comedian and an actor. They say if you want to fish, you got to go to where the ocean is. So I went to the ocean, and I had never been there before.
LA?
Yeah.
What was like one of the hardest things you had to go through during that time?
The breakup with my son's mother was hard because there was love there, there is love there. We were not meant to be in a romantic relationship with one another. We just don't mix that way. When we broke up, I had sort of been kind of a stay-at-home dad for a couple of years. I didn't have a lot of money, and I had a baby, a 2-year-old baby, and I had to get my own apartment. Both my personal and my professional life kind of came to a screeching halt. I had gotten my dream job, like this dream job on MTV that I fought for, and that fell through the cracks. And I built myself up, and I got in shape, and I got a job working at literally the busiest gay bar in the world. It's a place called the Abbey in West Hollywood. And what I learned about adversity through the scope of gay culture made me stronger. And I was befriended by some of the most magical human beings in the world, and they were all like me. They were what I like to call runners, people that left their hometown, left their parents with something to prove or with something to hide. I saw their strength and took it. I'm now employed, and I'm going to be on a television show next year, and I'm writing professionally for magazines internationally. And literally, like, my life mission, my purpose is to help children with my art understand that they can be who they are without any apologies. I guess I've been living inside my purpose long enough to know that I'm doing right by myself, my child, and the world. And today, I just sat on the East River during a rain shower. I was just kind of sitting on a bench that I sat on many times in my life, where I was scared.
What would you tell that 29-year-old?
You're not there yet. Like, I think, that's another thing as an adult, or even as an artist, mainly you're waiting for an avalanche to come that you create that allows you to ski to the ski lodge of success. That never comes. You might obtain miniature or even major successes along the way, and definitely failures. But you're never gonna be there, because there is no there. You're here, and that's all there is.
But you can understand why he was scared then.
Yeah, I didn't understand everything. I didn't understand myself. I think the key was that I just kept I started becoming mindful about the thoughts I was having and analyzing them for their falsehoods or their truths. Mm-hmm. And that's huge.
Funny enough, I actually lived in San Francisco and quit my job and came to New York City when I was 29, so almost the flip of you. And it's certainly been, I think, a similar journey as well of self-discovery and all that jazz. And I think what really spoke to me is when you talked about when you're still trying to get there, there's just this idea of once I get a girlfriend, once I get a wife, once I get settled down, once I get that job, once I get more subscribers, like once I get whatever, and until that stuff happens, there's this constant
question mark,
and it's just unsettling, and it's just like, And I wish I could be like, hey, I'm really happy just in the present moment, and I am. I'm super grateful for the things I have, but at the same time, it's it can be scary sometimes.
Yeah, and it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be scared, but I would just say to you, wake up every morning and write your thoughts down, what you dreamt about, how you're feeling, anything. It could be stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And then go back and read it and highlight the 3 or 4 sentences that really speak to you. And you'll really understand that you're communicating with yourself in a way where the thoughts that are fears that torment you are not real. And if they are, you face them by looking at them written in front of you every day. It doesn't mean you have to write down fears every day, but I'm just saying your thoughts become things, and they are valid, and you can use those thoughts for good or bad. And we either lead with hope or we lead with fear. Both of those things are fictitious. You can't touch them, they're not tangible. One of those things builds things, and one of those things destroys things. So why not lead with the fictitious thing that helps you?
Have you had fears that for a long time just would not go away?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at them now.
So they're still there. You just
They're there, but I'm friendly with them.
you experience them differently.
Sure.
Not as weighty as before, maybe.
Truth is on the other side of fear.
I believe it. I don't want to take over your time. I appreciate it, though.
I appreciate you.
Nice to meet you, man.
It was nice to meet you, and feel free to take my number down and let me know if you.
Do you have an Instagram or something like that?
Yeah.